Hey everyone, it's Abby. Today I want to make a Bridgerton inspired dress. I'm using the synthetic sage green silk and the pink embellished lace fabric that I bought in LA earlier this year. I'm using the Featherington family as inspiration. The red hair works for me. I found this dress that Philippa Featherington wears at the last ball. I'm using this for the base inspiration, but I don't like the sleeves, so there will be a few minor changes. This is part one of 2 parts for this dress project. I've been really excited to start this project. I hope to have somewhere to wear it soon. So let's get sewing. I'm using the same combination of modified patterns that I've been using for my other Regency dresses. I'm using parts from Simplicity 8941 and McCall's 7493. You can check out my previous videos if you're curious how I modified them. I'm starting with the bodice pieces. I want a lining. I'm using the poly cotton that I've had from previous projects. I don't want the front bodice to be gathered, so I'm using the darts that are a part of the lining pattern. I pin the pattern pieces in place on doubled fabric. The front bodice piece is on the fold. I cut the pieces out. Off camera, I sewed up the lining to do a quick pattern test, to make sure it fit how I wanted before cutting into my good fabric. I want to do some edits to make it a little more like the Bridgerton dresses. I mark on the mock-up where I want to cut. I'm bringing the shoulders and the neckline in up at the top. I want a much thinner shoulder strap. I mark all my edits on one side with pencil. I will cut it out of both sides though. I cut my edits out. I pin the shoulder straps back together so I can try on the mock-up again. Now that my mock-up is good, I'm going to start cutting out my sage green fabric. I fold the fabric in half. I'm going to cut out my skirt parts first. These are from the McCall's pattern. I place the front skirt pieces on the fold. I'll be adding 3 inches to the bottom of the skirt to make it long enough for me. I also place some of the bodice pieces off to the side. I pin the patterns on the fabric. I pinned and cut out the facing pieces for the back of the bodice as well. I cut out the bodice pieces and the front skirt piece. Now I place and pin the back skirt piece. I add the 3 inches to the bottom and cut out the back skirt pieces. Finally, I place the front bodice piece on the fold, and I also place and pin the puffed sleeve pattern. And I cut those pieces out. It's time to cut the embellished pink fabric. I've been putting this off because I don't want to make any mistakes. It's just long enough to fit the entire length of the skirt onto the fabric. I'm going to use the edge of the scalloped lace as the hem of the skirt, so I need to line it up just right. I fold the fabric in half. I'm lining it up so that I have the overlap of the hem for the green fabric on the bottom. For the lace fabric, I'm going to be cutting it out larger than I need, by about a ½ inch, just in case I need more space to move things around. I flipped the pattern piece because I like the scallops on the other side a bit better. I pin the piece in place and cut it out. I fold the lace fabric in half and place the front skirt piece on the fold. I line it up, pin it, and cut it out. I fold the fabric in half long ways now. I place the front bodice piece on the fold and the rest of the bodice pieces where they fit. I cut out the bodice pieces with the extra space. I place the sleeve pieces along the edge of the scallops. I want some extra lace hanging down, so I add about 1.5 inches extra room at the bottom. I pin and cut out the sleeves. I need a long piece for the belt. I cut a 2-inch strip from my green fabric, then I lay it across my pink lace and cut a generous piece lining up the embellishments so they will line up with the belt. I have all the bodice pieces stacked, ready to get started. I lay all the pink lace pieces over the green bodice and belt pieces, and using red thread, I hand baste the pieces together. I've pinned together all the bodice pieces, preparing to sew. I also have the lining fabric pinned up. I machine sew the bodice lining up. I machine sew the green and lace bodice up. I have to be really careful with these pieces because there are beads and sequins along some of the seams. I did remove most of them that would get in the way, but there were a few that came super close to the edge. I machine sew the darts. I don't anchor it at the tip. Instead, I tie off the thread so it sits a bit smoother. I press the seams of the bodice. I clip the curves where needed. I press the belt piece in by 1/2 inch on both sides. I press the bodice lining seams. I clip one side of the seam to 1/4 inch and I fold the other side over to pin it in place. I'll be flat felling these seams. I'm going to double flat fell the outer bodice seams. I wanted all the raw edges to be contained. I pin the folded seams in place. I fold the belt piece and pin to hide raw edges as well. I pin and hand baste the sleeve pieces together. I've been removing the beads and sequins along the edges of the seams and saving them for later use. I hand fell the bodice lining seams with a single poly thread and a whip stitch. I hand sew the outer bodice seams using a single green thread and a hidden whip stitch. I machine sew the green skirt pieces up. I've pinned the bodice to the lining. I machine sew along the whole top edge. I understitch that entire edge. I machine sew the lace skirt pieces up. Off camera, I hand felled the green skirt seams. I press the green skirt, I also press the top section in place. I fold and press the back placket area like the pattern suggests. I press the hem up an inch. Thank you for joining me today as I started sewing up my Bridgerton-inspired dress. Stay tuned next week for part 2 where I finish the dress. If you liked this video and want to see more costume and sewing videos, remember to subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Happy sewing!